Alright guys, today what we're going to be doing is firing the AEA Zeus 58 caliber. One of our sponsors today that provided the ammo we're going to be shooting is Mr.Hollow Point, cast from pure awesome. Let me tell you what, he takes his time and puts a lot of energy into making a really nice round for these rifles. And when you get them, they're packed really well, and they're all stacked in your bag just like what you see right there. That's our first round we're going to be testing out today. That is the 58 cal 302 grain round. The next one we're going to be testing out today that he gave us is a 350 grain round. A little bit different in its design. The next one here is a 480 grain round. This is probably going to be your go-to round for elk or deer hunting, especially out at longer ranges. This 302 grain round is definitely going to be a good deer hunting round if you're going to be in the woods. That's going to be a flat shooting round with really high velocities. So today what we're going to be doing is firing through the Pro Chrono chronograph. We've got a target set out here, ready to go. I've never actually sighted this rifle in, so we're going to be doing that in between our tests today, kind of starting out with the velocity and the foot-pounds of energy test. Alright guys, let's get this test underway. Hopefully here you can see the chronograph. Our first test, like I said, is just going to be a velocity and foot-pounds of energy test with each one of these rounds. I'm going to be using this opportunity to kind of sight in the rifle while we're doing this. First one we're going to be shooting is this 302 grain 58 cal from Mr.Hollow Point. Let's go ahead and see how well it does. Alright, we're loaded and ready. Let's fire a round downrange. Shot number 1, 302 grains. Wow, 1197 feet per second. Look at that. That's basically 1200 feet per second with 302 grains in 58 cal. That's an immense amount of energy traveling at just an incredible velocity for an air rifle. Let's go ahead and load up another one of those and see how well they do. (1,154 feet per second on shot number 2. I'm going to tell you guys what, at 1100 plus feet per second, basically 1200 feet per second, that 300 grain round is really going to be a flat shooting, long range round. That is really reaching out there. Let's go ahead and take another shot with that. Alright, here we go. Shot number 3. (1,117 feet per second. All right, here we go. Shot number 4. Boy, this is really impressive, guys. What a rifle. Talk about some recoil, too. So we finally dropped below the 1100. We're at 1,078 feet per second on shot number 4. All right, number 5. Here we go. A 1,049 feet per second. So with the AEA 58 caliber Zeus, with that 302 grain Mr.Hollow Point lead, you're going to get 5 solid, very powerful, flat shooting long range shots from a fill of air. Let's go ahead and refill the air pressure up, and we'll throw these 350 grain leads through and see what kind of velocities and foot-pounds of energy we get from those. So here's the bullet that we're going to be firing. Alright, here we go. Shot number 1, 350 grain, 58 cal from Mr.Hollow Point. (1,152 feet per second. That is just screaming for 350 grains. Let's go ahead and take our second shot. (1,106 feet per second. All right, here's our third shot. 1,063 feet per second. It's a little bit slower. That's both got to do with the grain weight increase, obviously, from going from 302 to 305 grains. It's also got something to do with the ribbing on this bullet design versus the ribbing on the other bullet design. This one's definitely going to create a little more resistance than the other one. Here we go, shot number 4. And here's our 5th and final shot from the 350 grains. Now we got 1,026 feet per second out of that last shot, so here we go, shot number 5. Alright, so we got 1,003 feet per second on that 5th and final shot. That is still over the 1,000 foot per second mark with 350 grains on your 5th shot. That is an incredible amount of energy. Alright guys, we're down to our final test. We're going to be shooting the 480 grain Mr.Hollow Point leads. These are a really nice looking hunting round. Definitely more than enough energy from this rifle for elk or moose hunting. Alright, shot number 1, let's see how well we can do. Alright, so we got 1,036 feet per second with 480 grains. That is screaming fast. That is just a ton of power, folks. Let's go ahead and fire shot number 2. "979 feet per second. God, that's just incredible amounts of foot-pounds of energy from an air rifle. Here we go, shot number 3. "944 feet per second on shot number 3. Here we go, shot number 4. "896 feet per second. So on shot number 4 there, we definitely had a bit of a drop off in velocity with this heavier weight lead. Go ahead and fire our 5th and final shot. "873 feet per second. So you can see there on the last 2 shots there was a pretty considerable drop off in energy. So it looks like you're going to get 3, maybe 4 really powerful shots with that weight of a lead. But when you're out hunting with a rifle like this, really that first shot's what counts. The second shot, just in case, is really an important shot as well. Third shot's really one of those things hopefully you'll never have to use out in the field, but at least you know you have it if you need it. So I just thought of a way we could make this show a little bit more entertaining for you guys. I'm gonna go grab the Zeus 72 caliber air rifle. We'll fill that up. I've got 3 different kinds of rounds that Mr.Hollow Point sent me for that gun as well. We'll throw those through the chronograph side by side with the Zeus 58, so that way you can see for yourself the power differences between each one of these rifles. Alright, so I went in, I grabbed the 72 cal Zeus. As you can see here, we've got 3 different leads that we're gonna test out once again from the mighty Mr.Hollow Point. He definitely makes the best hunting bullets out there. His hollow points are huge, they're well packed, and they're well made. Our first round we're going to be testing out today is the .729 cal 440 grain round. It's a nice short, big hollow point round, probably great for about a 100-yard deer hunt. So we're ready for our first set of shots out of the 72 Zeus. Here's what we're going to be firing, the 440 grains. Here's what they look like. They're just a little short round with a big giant hollow point. Definitely gonna deliver a lot of energy on target. Here we go, shot number 1. Hopefully you can see the chronograph there. Here we go, shot number 1 with the 72 cal Zeus. 1,122 feet per second with 440 grains. All right, let's go ahead and take our second shot with that 440 grain lead. You guys got to think, that's the same velocities that you're getting out of a 22. And in this case, we're firing 400 grains of lead. So here we go, shot number 2. 1,074 feet per second. That's still just cruising right along. Go ahead and take our third and final shot, and then we'll refill the air pressure. We'll move up to the biggest rounds, which are the 700 grain rounds. All right, here we go. Shot number 3. (1,024 feet per second. So you're still looking at more than 1,000 feet per second with 440 grains on your third shot. So let me go ahead real quickly here. We'll refill the air pressure. Let's move up to the full-size 700 grain round just to give you an idea of what kinds of foot-pounds of energy this rifle can produce from a much bigger round. We're going to be shooting these 700 grain .729 leads from Mr.Hollow Point. Here's what one of these look like. These are absolutely monster chunks of lead. So here we go. Shot number 1. 700 grains, AEA Zeus 72 cal. Shot number 1. 965 feet per second with 700 grains. That is just incredible amounts of energy. Let's go ahead and fire our second round. Alright, here we go. Shot number 2. Huh, look at those holes. I actually hit directly above the bullseye down there at 100 yards. That was 919 feet per second on shot number 2 with 700 grains. Here's our third and final shot. And we got 865 feet per second on our third shot. All right, so I've saved our third and final test here for last. These are the 630 grain hollow points from Mr.Hollow Point. We're going to be shooting out at 100 yards. You can see the target there in the distance. And since I don't have a camera to put down on the target, what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in for you guys. Sorry about the jiggling. So that's as zoomed in as this camera gets. Hopefully you can see the impacts from this. I'm pretty sure you can. They're huge, giant rips in the paper. We'll be shooting at those 2 targets that are up above up there, and I'll be shooting at that top one. Let's go ahead and take our shot. Ooh, just above the bullseye. I'm not sure if that's going to show up there. Oh, just off from the bullseye. Alright, so this is definitely right on the money. I'm hitting just a little high out at 100 yards. Go ahead and fire one more round. Now that I know right where I'm shooting. Here we go. Top target once again. Oh, look at that. Those 2 last shots literally touching each other. I can actually see that hole made by the last shot is just a little bit bigger now. Well, I really hope you guys enjoyed this test between the AEA Zeus 72 caliber and the AEA Zeus 58 caliber. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed. This is BBA.